Hey, there we are. Kind of took us by surprise there. What's going on, everybody? It is Friday night. It has been 2 weeks since the last Friday night in which we've watched a movie. And that means it's time for the Defenestration Hour. Tonight, confession, I've never seen this movie before today.
What'd you think?
You know what? Like, as obnoxious as fucking Andrew Dice Clay is and his character is, as just ridiculous as this movie is, I had fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're watching The Adventures of Ford Fairlane tonight. If you want to watch along with us, I will get it started here. It is not streaming anywhere legit.
Yeah. Saying Russia's not legit.
I forget, the current climate. We love Russia. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Where is it?
You got the Russian national anthem.
Yep. We call that the Nick's Not Here button. And that's when Arthur and I can go on leftist rants.
I don't care what anyone says. I love America, but the Russians got us beat when it comes to a national anthem.
It's pretty badass.
What did the kids say? That shit slaps or whatever. Is that what they say? I'm really asking.
Sure.
It sounds just kind of dirty, you know.
It kicks. It slaps. Does it dig? Do they dig anymore?
When I think of slapping, I think of like the noise that a fine behind makes while it's
being impacted by testicles. Yeah. You know what?
Do I get a Russian national anthem for that, or do you have a slapping sound?
Oh, it's not fucking working. God damn it.
Where's Fred Norris when you need him?
Yeah. We might have a producer. Somebody said something about it. I might have to follow up on that because me reaching back here for buttons is not.
Yeah, you need to have a little thing in front of you with all these little buttons.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna watch
The Adventures of
We're gonna watch
Fairlane.
Fjord Fairlane, the Norwegian
Norwegian
version,
starring a Skarsgård. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, but I legit found this on a Russian website. But it's for free to stream in American. So
I found one on Internet Archive, but it seemed like it was off a shitty VHS copy.
Oh, this is like a perfect fucking yeah.
This one had trailers on it. Exorcist 3 trailer.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're watching along, here we go. I'm pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I kind of like Fjord Fairlane.
Fjord Fairlane. It's going to be the remake.
Maybe Peter Stormare will be in it.
Yeah.
Star of Swedish Dicks.
Yeah.
Great fucking show. This movie, I was thinking that, like you were saying, how like it's got all these weird little things about it. I was thinking how it's like a cake, right? It's got all these great ingredients, but then when they put them together, it doesn't really make a good cake.
Yeah.
Because it's not a good cake.
It's like, vanilla like cake with like coffee icing and strawberries. It's
it's like somebody who lost a baking challenge show.
Look, I had to make what was in the box, so like this is what I got.
Because the supporting cast in this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
All the people who aren't a Dice Clay are great.
Yeah.
Ed O'Neill is hilarious. The actress who plays Zuzu Pedals is hilarious.
Today, I have been walking around going, it's booty time in the USA all fucking day.
That's why we're watching this, because during the last episode, I started singing Booty Time.
Yeah, that's right. This is also our second Wayne Newton movie in a row.
Yeah, and Wayne Newton kills in this.
Yeah.
He is awesome in this.
As opposed to best of the best, too.
When he goes, I'm hip.
Yeah.
After he gives him the high five.
I just love shark meat.
Who
loves shark meat?
I got more laughs out of Wayne Newton than I did out of the supposed stand-up comedian who stars in this movie. I laughed one time at Dice Clay during this viewing.
His character is so fucking grating.
He's awful.
Yeah.
He's mean.
Yeah. He's fucking terrible to Lauren Holly. And then
he
it's just
sexually harasses his employee.
Yeah, he spits food into her mouth at one point.
He feels her tits.
I'm going to throw a hamburger down your throat.
Tro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that guy on Your Mom's House, you know. Let's go full throttle.
Yeah.
Let's go full throttle. Good morning, Julia.
But
That guy.
He has no fucking redeeming qualities at
He's
all.
so mean. He's mean to strangers. That family comes up and asks him directions, and he's like, he's just so awful to them.
Yet he is weirdly progressive in his sexual harassment.
Is he?
Clint Eastwood. I fucked him.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I think I didn't even consider that. I think that's more of like the opposite of like I'm so macho that I'm gonna say that I fucked a guy who is actually more macho than me.
That's probably what it was, but like, you know, filtering it through a 2025 lens, like
he does say trans testicle.
Yeah, let's not pat him on the back.
Too much, right? Yeah, he is so awful in this. Okay,
you have Vince Neil
doing Vince what Neil we all want him to do.
Yeah, fucking drop dead.
Yeah, and you know, it's like the 1980s and 90s was full of these directors who were either all being groomed to try and be Tony Scott, or they were just trying to be Tony Scott.
Yes, this does look exactly like The Last Boy Scout, which we just watched recently. It's got that West Coast action like look to it, like
that fuzzy.
Everything's hazy, everything's yellowy. Like
like the humidity is picked up by the camera.
Yeah. You know? But that's one of the things I did like about this movie. I love that
it looks great.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Yeah.
You
know, Point Break, fucking like.
There's the two henchmen with the oversized 80s trench coats and the big hair. I mean, that's pure Rennie Harlan.
You have Robert Englund too being a henchman.
Yeah, Robert Englund as a Cockney henchman. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be like maybe Billy Idol or something.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
It was. I think it was supposed to be Billy Idol, and like he got into that motorcycle accident or something. And then he couldn't do it. I didn't look it up for our watching of this, but I remember seeing something about that a while back.
Huh. Yeah, directed by Rennie Harlan, like,
and you know, here's something that fascinates me about this movie, right? Even though we were just talking about what a piece of shit Andrew Silverstein is, because I'm not going to call him Dice Clay.
Yeah,
I think Clay's his middle name. Andrew Clay Silverstein is his real name. Even though he is this piece of shit in this world, he is somehow still the coolest guy
on the planet. This movie was worth it alone just for the scene of him fucking singing in the fucking studio.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, girls to the left of me, girls to the right.
That is such an 80s movie thing.
Yeah.
To have the cool character sing a song impromptu and everyone on the band knows it. You know, Rodney does it in Back to School, you know.
Matt Bronger, the comedian Matt Bronger, has a bit about that.
Really?
That makes me laugh every fucking time I hear it.
About 80s movies like doing that?
He's like, I really miss when movies had like theme songs sung by the star of the movie. Because he was talking about The Harder They Come, the Jimmy Cliff movie.
Yeah. He's
like, that would be today if like here today to sing the theme song to Inception is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream, girl.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm butchering it, but it's fucking.
That guy on the right is named David Bowie.
Oh Jesus!
He was in so many 80s movies.
Just because his name was David Bowie.
Probably, I just remember seeing his name in the credits for a lot of stuff. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Fucking Morris Day.
Yep. Who is really a bad actor. There's a scene where he's about to be murdered and he can't even, like, he's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'm getting murdered, baby.
Yeah. Viking.
Yeah. This is a redheaded Viking in a tuxedo.
The voiceover in this is just so bad. So fucking bad.
There is fucking this really struck me because this is weird. This is just shitty. I don't know if it's shitty writing or shitty editing, but there are scenes when Andrew Silverstein is doing narration, but there are also scenes when he's just talking out loud to nobody. Yeah.
In the car.
Yeah.
And
like saying things that he should be narrating if he's going to narrate.
This movie is so self-aware because it's not even a movie about a story. It's a movie because it's a movie. Like
the first thing he says in the
product.
movie is the fucking girl. What is she does something to a girl, and she's like, "What do you think this is? A movie or something?" And he's like, he's like, "What do you think it is?"
Yeah. Another great character actor, David Patrick Kelly. Because they got all these great actors in the movie to be around this. Oh, and he drinks Flaming Moe's. That's right.
Yeah, that's how Wayne Newton dies.
Yeah.
A Sambuca milkshake.
Yeah.
Which, gross.
Yeah. And no one even bats an eyelash when he sets a guy on fire on stage
with a Sambuca
at a party.
Milkshake.
Like 2 seconds after it happens, they're all like, "Yeah," they're back to their party.
There's a guy burning on the ground. Yeah.
There's a Newton. There's a Newton burning on the ground.
Oh, but yeah, I enjoyed the shit.
But somehow it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoyed the fucking hell out of this movie.
I'm gonna compare it to another movie, and it had one of the same writers, so it's gonna make sense why it's enjoyable in the same way. But the guy who wrote Hudson Hawk also co-wrote this.
Isn't David Patrick Kelly in that too?
I don't remember him being in that.
What movie? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it's something we did on this show. He gets like thrown off a cliff or something by somebody at night.
That's in Commando.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That's he's Sully.
Yeah.
You said you were gonna kill me last.
Yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
And then like just some of the other dumb shit that fucking Andrew Silverstein says in this movie. You're 10 seconds away from the most embarrassing moment of your life.
Oh my God. His cigarette smoking acting.
Yeah. Or I was up all night eating Swedish meatballs.
Like what?
The girls were like getting dressed in the background aren't even Swedish.
Yeah.
And even if they were,
does that mean they have testicles?
Exactly. Yeah. Again, are you being weirdly progressive in your sexual harassment?
He's such a piece of shit. He's got a taxi driver arm gun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Travis Bickle,
Yeah,
he fires a gun in a club. Nobody so much as flinches.
Yeah.
And he just goes back to drinking. Oh, yeah, and 2 girls come up. That's right.
Twins. Because that's not weird. That sisters would want to be in the same sexual situation as each other.
Yeah.
I don't care what your pornos say. That's just fucking weird.
It's the Swedish meatballs fucking thing.
Yeah, he's at the same time, he's like 10 years old, but he's also, this 30-year-old sex criminal. Because like when he goes to the sorority house, he acts like a 10-year-old.
Yeah. He's like, I'm in heaven.
Right. And he's doing this like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that in the voiceover.
It's like this weird, like Jerry Lewis bullshit.
Well, I actually found out, it's funny you mentioned Jerry Lewis. I was doing a little research on his little shtick here. Turns out that when he started doing this routine, it was the bit was he was the nutty professor. He was the Jerry Lewis nutty professor, but instead of turning into a suave guy, he turned into John Travolta
a
from
Stefan
Grease.
Urkel.
Yeah, he turns into John Travolta from Grease. So this was his John Travolta impression.
Holy shit! Yeah,
he started out as an impressionist, and he was doing impressions, and then that character became so popular that he just started doing his entire routine as this guy
character. Yeah,
without the Jerry Lewis part.
I mean, like growing up in the 80s, everybody knew like he was like the dirty nursery rhyme guy. Like,
which those he stole.
Did he really?
Yeah, from Otto and George. Those are Otto and George's.
Yeah. No shit. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and here he is fucking corrupting a child. This kid was in Blind Fury as well. I think we did that one, didn't we?
That was it was a previous podcast fucking years ago. We had Rick Overton with us. He says something to this kid that is again a sex crime.
Yeah.
He goes, "How about I bang you out?"
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but
he says it like right here. I think he means he's gonna punch him, but like that means something completely different.
Yeah.
He's got David Patrick Kelly in the trunk, and he's back in the trunk.
Because his name is Ford Fairlane, and he drives
has
a Ford
to drive
Fairlane.
a
I mean,
with like two radios, like a CD player and a TV in it.
I mean, I know what that's like. I knew a guy named Chevy Vega growing up, and he had to drive a Chevy Vega.
Yeah, of course.
Who the fuck has the name of a car?
Oh, that's another great idea for like a comedy sketch. Like a guy who was born with the name of a car, and like because he has that name, he's bound to always buy that same model of car. Like,
but it's the Pinto. Like he's Ford Pinto.
Yeah, it's Ford Pinto. Honey, we need a new car. And it's just
every single one we've gotten is blown up.
Yeah,
they've all blown up.
How hard it is to find a Ford Pinto
that hasn't been exploded.
Yeah, in 2025.
So I'd like to point out the
Young
confusing lack of nudity in this movie. Okay, I'm not complaining. I don't want to watch a movie that's just full of nudity. But for such a sexist movie, that's rated R,
I think
there is none.
I think there's actually an explanation behind this.
Yeah,
I think this movie was originally rated X.
Really?
And they had to cut a bunch of shit out to get it down to an R rating.
What?
I think I remember hearing or reading that somewhere. That's probably why they had to get rid of all the titties if they want him to be.
There is so much almost titties.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like watching an episode of Married with Children. You know, speaking of Ed O'Neill. You know?
Booty time, booty. God damn it.
The sexy ladies that come into the shoe store and, you know, frustrate Al because he's an old man and, you know, and he's got to go home to Peg, you know. Well, let's face it, had it going on, even though she was annoying.
Yeah.
You know, she
smoke show.
Yeah, you know, she had that 50s neighborhood slut vibe, you know.
I didn't check the credits, but is that Pamela Adlon?
No, that's what's her name from Dumb and Dumber?
No. That girl right there.
Oh, I don't know who Pamela Adlon is.
Then.
She's Bobby Hill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it could be her, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. You know what? We have the IMDb open right in front of us. I don't know if she'll make top cast.
He's so cool. How is he the coolest guy in LA? A city full of douchebag cool.
Yeah.
You know? There's so many
It is her.
Cool douchebags in LA. Like Tone Loc.
Is Pussycat.
Of course. That's Pamela Segal. Oh wow. Is she a Segal? We were just talking about Katie Segal. She's a Nepo baby.
Her father did something, right? It was like a singer.
Horace Segal. He was a director of TV shows and
That's
stuff.
what it was. Okay.
Yeah. He died when he accidentally stepped into the propeller of a helicopter.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Comes from an acting family. Yeah.
Nepo baby. There's supposed to be a preview of the new King of the Hill series coming out soon.
Yeah. Her last name is Segal. No, Don
Segal or Don Siegel. Is that Don Siegel who directed Dirty Harry?
4 seasons. Who's the boss? He's a producer. Who's the boss?
You know, I think Don Siegel had 1 L.
Writer, producer, actor. Wrote for the Fantastic Four animated series in the 90s. The Fuck Boat in the 90s.
He wrote an episode of The Love Boat. Well, then that's a lot of inside influence in Hollywood. If you work on The Love Boat,
he wrote an episode of the 70s Fuck Boat also.
Oh wow. I didn't know it was called The Fuck Boat. Is there
on this show, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I Big Dumb Monsters anyway. He did a lot of TV writing in the 70s, like Chico and the Man, Good Times, The Jeffersons. Well, not a lot. Those are the only ones. MASH. All right, so she's not related to Katie Segal.
Maybe Steven.
One can only hope.
Yeah.
We haven't done a Steven Seagal movie in a long fucking time. So that means we're going to have to do one next.
Well, there are the early chunk, which are somewhat enjoyable because they had higher budgets, but they're still ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then there's the more modern ones where he's sitting in all the scenes and he has body doubles for, things like walking out of doors,
We could do one right along the borderline. I'm thinking On Deadly Ground, where he kicks ass for the environment.
Ooh, On Deadly Ground. Yeah. That's like right in the cusp of good and bad.
That's like, right on the
he directed that.
Did he
that's
really?
At the height of his ego.
Oh, all right. That's it.
And somehow he convinced Michael Caine
to be in that movie.
To be in a movie he directed. He told Michael Caine how to act.
To be fair, Michael Caine was in Jaws 4.
Yeah, but that was just for the paycheck. He's still a brilliant fucking actor.
Yeah, I'm sure On Deadly Ground was for the paycheck.
If you ever get a chance, watch The Old Italian Job. Watch Get
yeah.
Carter.
Yep.
He is so fucking badass in those movies. Benny Hill is in The Old Italian Job, and he's fucking hilarious.
We are going to have to skip May 9th. So May 23rd, we'll do On Deadly Ground.
Yeah, John C. McGinley is a bad guy in that. He's one of the second or third in command. Everett McGill is a bad guy in that. Pretty sure Patrick Kilpatrick might be in that one.
Didn't we just do something with last week? He was in the movie we did, wasn't
Everett McGill?
Patrick Kilpatrick.
That's right, he was. We were robbed of his death. He gets thrown through a window. What did we watch last?
Best of the Best 2?
That's right.
Yeah.
You see him and Eric Roberts look at each other, and then they just cut to a shot of a silhouetted body being thrown through a window.
So that's also 2 movies in a row where somebody gets defenestrated.
Yeah.
Because Lauren Holly gets thrown out of a window.
She does.
Sorry, it's taking me like 20 minutes to do something simple.
For some reason.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I love Gilbert in this. This part was offered to Howard Stern originally. I remember him talking about that on the show.
I fucking knew it just by seeing it.
Yeah.
I knew him, like, that's supposed to be Howard Stern.
Yeah.
That's probably how they got to Gilbert Gottfried, because he was a regular on the show at that time.
Yeah, and since he said no, he was adjacent.
I goddamn knew it. That's crazy.
I love the whole running gag with having to answer the phone with the radio station thing, because that's such an 80s, 90s thing.
Pay dirt with K dirt.
You know, and the kids nowadays wouldn't fucking get any of that shit.
And he wins it at the end.
Yeah. The mega happy ending, you know.
You didn't think we'd kill the koala?
Yeah, even that. Like when they kill the koala, you go, "What?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah, we're treated to a hanging koala in one scene in this movie.
Yeah, a koala puppet.
Yeah, still,
it's a cute puppet.
It's the implication.
Yeah, it's the implication.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how he gets the koala puppet or how he gets the koala pet.
He says something about it in the beginning.
It's just there, right?
Yeah.
Because I watched it in 2 parts. I watched like the first half hour on Internet Explorer, or not Internet Archives, but then like it got so bad the voices were off from the mouths.
Yeah.
So I had to turn it off.
Yeah, this is fucking perfect.
And then you sent me this, and I tried to pick it up from where I left off, you know.
So thank you again to our friends in Russia.
Yeah.
For loving American culture so much. Yeah.
Thank you, comrades.
Also, this is also a world where somehow Gilbert Gottfried is pulling hot ass like regularly.
Well, he's famous, you know.
Yeah.
This whole
Johnny Crunch.
This whole movie is about groupies.
Yeah.
And how these women who will do anything to bang a famous person, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered something I was going to say like 20 minutes ago. His occupation of rock and roll detective.
Yeah.
Could not be more 80s, even though this
Mhm.
is 1990.
You know, I loved it too. In this scene, Gilbert Gottfried is making references that Andrew Silverstein clearly has. Like, I'm pretty sure he's improving, just
He
because
might be fucking with him. Yeah.
he's making references in the scene that Andrew Silverstein clearly has no idea what they even are in reference to. You know, like he has no reaction to him. Like, I started cracking up when I was watching this today, because he says to him, you know, Zuzu Pedals is my daughter. I want her to be found, you know, please help me. And he's like, oh yeah, this is so much bullshit in here. Right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, who is she really, you know? And Gilbert says a line from Chinatown. He says, she's my sister. She's my daughter. She's my sister and my daughter. What does it matter, right?
Yeah.
Which is at the end of Chinatown. And like, I never caught that watching
Which could
this
be
before.
another, like, this is like movie is, you know, California as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's probably a nod to that.
But it's like he doesn't have any even reaction to that. You
Yeah.
know?
His car TV.
Well, he's got a spy mobile. It's old and classy on the outside, but it's got all modern guts on the inside somehow. Oh, this is probably the most unbelievable thing. Car without power steering doing this turn.
Yeah, making that tight turn. These California drivers. That was more Rodney than it was Dice. But...
Yeah, well, he is kind of aping him too, you know. He did the young comedian special. Oh, you know, and I love how they won't let him in when you hear him on the air saying he's being electrocuted and all the lights are flickering.
Yeah.
They pull a gun on him. There's a movie, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but it's like a spiritual sibling to this movie.
Okay.
It's from the same era. And it, you know, back then they would take a celebrity and just try to build a movie around them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know. If
Same thing they did with like
anymore.
sitcoms and stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know, they'd try to build a sitcom around a comedian.
Right. You know, and the movie is called Cool as Ice.
Oh, dude, if you want in on this, I just proposed recently that we do a network movie night in which we all sit around and watch Cool as Ice and just fucking riff on it.
I'm in.
All right.
I am a fan. Oh, here's that O'Neill. I am a fan of that movie. And it's the same thing.
I'll let you know when it's going down.
Have you seen it before?
No, I have not. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
It's the same in the way that Vanilla Ice is the coolest guy in the world of that movie. And, you know, him and his bros, they're riding their motorcycles, they're wearing their cross colors.
You got to ditch the zero and get with the hero.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So they're just, you know, driving through the country on their motorcycles. One of them gets a motorcycle. It fucks up, you know, it breaks. They got to bring it to a shop, which isn't a garage. It's these two eccentric old people who dance to rap music because that's funny when old people dance to young music.
Yeah.
And they have like weird modern art in their yard. And so while the motorcycle is being fixed, Vanilla Ice is exploring the town and corrupting the young daughter of Michael Gross from Family Ties
and Tremors,
who is in the witness protection program.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Right. And his daughter is like, you know, is kind of a smart girl, nerd girl. You know, she's an achiever and whatnot. But Vanilla Ice has got a thing for her.
Because he's a bad boy.
Yeah. And she's got a thing for him.
Again, bad boy.
And he does things that aren't weird or criminal at all, like sneak into her bedroom when she's sleeping and like steal her journal.
Perhaps is he like 22 and maybe she's like 17 in this movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a high school senior in this.
Yeah.
There's no mention of schooling in his life story at all in this movie.
Yeah.
He wears.
Well, maybe he's graduated college by that point.
He wears 8-ball jackets. He wears a big leather jacket that says "Down by Law" on the back. Big fan of Jim Jarmusch movies, apparently.
Maybe he loves Tom Waits.
And there's scenes where like he goes to, you know, like a party or a dance, and everyone in the place is the biggest nerd. You know, it's like watching a, you know, like
it's like an 80s
young MC video.
I was just like an 80s beer commercial, and he's Spuds McKenzie, basically. Yeah.
It's like there's always a Poindexter in one of those, but this is like a room full of Poindexters, and they, you know, they're all doing their nerdy stuff. But then when he picks up the microphone, and just like you were talking about before, they start singing a song, and everyone knows the, you know, there's instrumentation and shit. Everyone's playing along.
Ed O'Neill and Gilbert Gottfried as the Disco Express.
Oh wow, I missed that picture. Ed O'Neill's so fucking great.
He is awesome.
If you ever get a chance to watch any of the David Mamet movies he's in, he's good.
Really?
Yeah, like he's in like a bunch of thrillers that he's done.
Yeah. I know, like, people think of him as Al Bundy, but he is also a serious actor.
Yeah, he was like a Chicago theater actor.
Yeah.
He's in a great fucking weird William Friedkin movie. It's like this, it's like a giallo. It's called Cruising with Al Pacino.
Oh, the gay movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean that like, oh, it's fucking gay. No, it's a movie about gay culture. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a there's a guy like who's hanging out in like leather bars in New York City, like in the late 70s, and he's killing guys that he's hooking up with. And so all the victims look like Al Pacino, and Al Pacino's a cop. And so they take him in, and they're like, we want you to go undercover because you kind of look like these other guys, you know? And so he's just like, he immerses himself in that life. And, but it's got like all the style of a giallo, you know, there's leather.
Yeah. I mean, the cover, I remember seeing the video cover where like all the time. And it's just like a headshot of Al Pacino with like the biker hat on. And the biker,
yeah. He's like M. Bison.
Yeah. A leather M. Bison.
Ed O'Neill's a cop in that.
All right.
And
he's pretty much a cop in everything.
Yeah,
like,
he was in The Dogs of War, the Christopher Walken movie from 1980.
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking movie. Great war movie.
All right.
About mercenaries.
All right.
It was a really good book too.
This movie got shat on a lot of the time, but I fucking loved Dutch when I was a kid.
Dutch is so goddamn funny.
It's a great fucking movie. Yeah.
Disorganized Crime.
Yes.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Fred, not Fred Ward. It was Herman Munster. What's his name?
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn.
Yeah.
It's Fred Gwynn, Ed O'Neill, Lou Diamond Phillips. I saw that in the theater with my mom.
His fucking cameo in Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's in this great Mamet movie, The Spanish Prisoner. It's all about con men. He's in pretty sure he's in Red Belt too. The Mamet one about
MMA. Yeah.
Which is a really good flick too.
I did like that movie. Yeah.
You know, I actually you know, I don't do fighting or anything like that, but a guy attacked me a couple of years ago. Just like suddenly at a bar, this drunk guy.
I think we mentioned this on a previous episode.
Did I?
Were you like the thing you learned from turning to the side?
Yeah. I just remembered one thing from that movie. The guy was like, turn to the side if somebody comes at you because there's less of you for them to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great flick. I'd love to go see Glengarry Glen Ross on Broadway with people now, but
I'm sure it's 1,000 fucking same thing with Good Night and Good Luck with George Clooney.
Yeah,
I would love to fucking see that. I looked for tickets, and yeah,
I'm less interested in that, but more in the Glengarry.
Yeah, Bill Burr's in it, and
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk. Yeah,
there's only one casting in it that doesn't make any sense to me, and that's fucking what's his name there, McCulkin.
Not
Macaulay Culkin. It's
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin, right?
He's pretty good though.
Yeah, but he's not. That's a part that he's too young for that part, right?
Like, is he playing like the washed up guy?
Ricky Roma, right? That's the Al Pacino part. He's like the guy who's on the hot streak, but he's seasoned, but he's not old. He's like a middle-aged guy.
Yeah.
He's not too young, he's not too old, but he's on a hot streak. I feel like Kieran Culkin's just too young for that fucking part.
Yeah.
He's not Pacino. Come on.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
I mean, Bill Burr looks like Ed Harris. I understand that. He's an angry bald guy.
Bob Odenkirk is playing like the Jack Lemmon character, right?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
fucking be that I really would like to see.
I forget his name on The Simpsons.
Gil.
Gil. Yeah. Oh, bring it. Give Gil some luck this day.
Old Gil's gonna be eating food tonight.
Yeah. Food. We've completely crashed Fort Fairlane off the highway.
Yeah. I mean, like there's not much. I mean, like it's an interesting movie for sure, just because of like the casting again around the main character is impeccable.
Priscilla Presley.
You have an amazing director, and then it all falls apart because the linchpin is Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah. She was so sexy in adulthood, the former child bride of a of a music icon. Isn't it great that we could sexualize her as a child and as an adult? Diversifying your portfolio, that's what that is.
This is right after Naked Gun.
Naked Gun, exactly. I think this was probably her only non-Naked Gun movie.
Naked Gun was 88.
Yeah, I think so.
It's 88 or 87, I think.
So that one in the theater with my mom too.
No shit.
Yeah, the Dollar Theater on Route 7.
Oh yeah, I remember that place.
That's where I saw the other one I just mentioned.
That's where I saw Back to the Future.
Oh shit, I saw that at the Madison. I saw Twins at the Cine 7.
Yeah. Bowling alley that was there too was awesome.
Yeah, I got kicked out of there.
They had an awesome arcade.
Oh, I love this guy.
This wispy singer, yeah.
Yeah, because they needed a guy that seemed so lame so that he would seem so cool in comparison, you know? I mean, he's got a moose knuckle camel toe thing going on. Is he supposed to be pretty?
I think well, it's 90s, so like this is the tail end of like glam rock. So
yeah,
that's probably what he's, the archetype he's supposed to be filling.
I mean, when they play his music at the party at the end, though, it sounds like Sade. It doesn't sound like he's a rock artist or anything, you know? Although I got to give the actor credit when he starts crying on stage after hearing that shit. Broke my heart.
Yeah.
You know,
here's Wayne Newton talking about how he fucking can't stand him or whatever.
I mean, when you think about it in the movie, in movies, there's got to be a character who represents the audience, right? They're the ones who are watching.
Yeah.
You know, they have to somehow identify with that one person. I think the audience is that guy.
Yeah.
In this movie, Troy Corey or whatever the fuck his name is, or Troy.
Yeah. It's 1990s, so everybody wants to be a rock star, you know.
Yeah. But in a movie so mean, the way he cries, you know, like that's the reality of the meanness that is Andrew Silverstein.
Yeah, because it's not really like he's not, the scene isn't like a laugh. Like, no, it's really like sad.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in this like ridiculous over the top movie.
And in all the scenes where he does mean things, no one reacts in a realistic way, you know, which would be to be really hurt.
Yeah.
You know, either be like, angry hey, or hurt.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Right. Someone would either pick a fight with him or be just seriously hurt, you know? And in that one moment at the end of Ford Fairlane, we catch that little glimpse of humanity from this fucking weirdo.
Yeah. He's like flapping his arms.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And like what I was saying, Cool as Ice. This is the Poindexter at the party, you know.
Yeah.
Every 80s rap video had a Poindexter, and then the rap guy came in and they were like, hey, I'm gonna show you how it's done, you know.
Here comes the musical scene.
Oh yeah.
If you're
teach him about music.
If you're watching along, we are at Christ, I can't see that.
It's less than halfway through.
Yeah, it's like
36.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't one where we're gonna make it to the end.
So is this our 30-minute plot point? Him singing?
See, we mentioned the singing before. Let's not overlook the horrible Elvis dancing.
Yeah. And his giant high-heeled boots.
Yeah, his Stallone boots.
He is such a tiny little guy. And you know, when the whole time I'm watching him, all I can think of is Ronnie Mund.
Yes. Yeah, that's his entire personality.
And I don't know if this is a word that is
what the fuck's your problem?
Consider offensive or not, because the only time I ever heard it said was on Howard, but they would refer to Ronnie Mund as a Jujin.
Yeah.
Which was an Italian or a Jewish person who wanted to be an Italian person.
Yeah.
Never heard of the word before. I don't use it, but
it's from that show.
But when I think of that word,
100%. Little 5 foot tall fucking.
Yeah. Just like in Out for Justice, the Seagal movie.
It's
like, you can't be from Brooklyn without saying constantly, I'm from Brooklyn.
The reason this scene is in this movie is because A, he was 5 feet tall,
yeah,
and B, he got picked on as a kid.
Yeah.
So like this is his I'm gonna be in a movie someday and I'm gonna be so cool.
Yeah. It's all there to serve his ego.
Yeah. And it's not a good song.
No,
it's not a good song
at
all.
Not a good song.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how did the musicians know what key to play in? Like they start playing their instruments immediately without even hearing his voice.
Yeah.
Like they would have to be like here we go, the Rennie Harlan stand-ins, long trench coats, terrorists.
We are refugees from another Rennie Harlan film.
We were edited out of Die Hard 2 and we've never been happy about it since.
So here we are.
Yeah, there's those boots. Look at those things. Those things are the hugest heels on them.
The same boots like Stallone wears and everything. They got risers in them. Yeah.
And like this was a scene I was thinking about when I was watching it, how like because it's just a movie as a product.
I just noticed the boat's name is Mighty Penis.
Yeah, well, because it's Gilbert's boat.
Yeah.
Because this is a movie just to be a product movie, he can't even go down to the docks without being cool about it. There's no one around, right?
You could drop the act.
But he's doing the act. That when nobody's around, Andrew Dice Clay turns into he's like Woody Allen or something,
He steps out of the fucking shoes. It's just like you see him step down.
Yeah. Like I forget what it is. Like
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
The old movie where like they take off the wig and like put it on the head.
When Pee-wee gets the clogs from the bartender in the biker bar.
Yep.
He's like a foot shorter when he takes them off. Oh man.
Yeah, and they definitely cast this like they cast a Stallone movie too, where every extra and side character has to be significantly shorter than him to make him look bigger.
Yeah.
Gilbert's a tiny guy.
I'm sure like he's probably standing on boxes and scenes too.
Oh, I was thinking that when he was eye to eye with Ed O'Neill.
Oh yeah, because he's a big dude.
He played football.
Yeah. So there's no way they're the same height.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in a fucking movie with Lady Gaga? And like they were the same height.
Who?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Was he?
Isn't he your dad in that fucking that Star is Born remake?
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I've never watched that.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
He's her dad.
I'm pretty sure.
In A Star is Born.
Yeah. To the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go watch it now, but I don't like it when musicians are pushed on me as actors, especially when I don't even like their music.
Yeah.
Or like when Bradley Cooper has something to do with it. That fucking douche.
Let's see.
Yeah, stop trying to be a serious actor, dude.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Ugh, stop trying to be a serious actor.
Yeah, wasn't he in like a Woody Allen movie too?
I think he was in a Woody Allen movie, but I don't watch those either.
Yeah, same here. I like even before all the shit about him came out. Like,
yeah, no, they were.
I never enjoyed them. Yeah,
no, even before he was a pederast.
Yeah, I liked What's Up, Tiger Lily, but that's just basically Mystery Science
Theater. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah,
you don't have to see him in that movie, or even hear him for that matter. I mean, I'm sure he does a voice in it, but they got to be disguised or something. I thought the thing with the 3 guns on the rack was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, him firing the 3 guns
because he couldn't get one. Although you do notice that the inside of this boat is like a cathedral, and then when they show it sinking on the outside, it's this tiny fucking boat.
Yeah.
When you look at how big it is in there,
yeah,
this is just the fucking under part of the boat. What do you call that?
The under part of the boat.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the few times I've been on a boat with someone and they,
below deck. I don't know.
Look in that cabin underneath there. It's usually
Maybe
very
that's
small. It's a very small portion of the entire boat.
Yeah.
Like there's a bed in there or something,
And this is a post Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. This is post like multiple sequels,
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger. Or Robert Englund.
Yeah. Well, he was probably getting a lot of bad guy work,
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably only 3 Nightmare on Elm Streets out at this point, so he's not like, he's making huge money off of it probably.
And we also did a Robert Englund movie before too. Do you remember what it was? Never Too Young to Die.
Oh, no shit.
Gene Simmons's my computer genius terrorist.
That's
/ boyfriend.
right.
I think they were kind of a couple.
Another one with like outdated, like, trans stereotypes.
Yeah. See, I think that one was fairly pro-trans.
Again, weirdly progressive.
Yeah.
In its regressive nature.
He was the leader of the gang. They all respected him. Nobody made fun of him for that.
He was
except
successful.
for Stamos.
Yeah.
He was the only one, and he's a MAGA guy now. We all know that. So
fuck that dude.
Yeah. Oh, there's the shark.
The roast shark. They're roasting an entire shark.
Yeah.
That is not how shark is served.
Yeah. Like, have you ever cooked a fish before?
Yeah. Like, I've had shark before. It's good, but I'm not like, I love shark meat. And it's just like fucking chicken, basically.
It's like a tuna steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did they bang when she was at the apartment?
I don't think so.
Because they do the whole gag where he's got a boner. Oh, he's got a wig or like some grease.
No shit.
Yeah, like that. It looked really fake there, right?
Was he doing a Rudy Giuliani? Was it dripping?
Yeah, that's what the Grecian method is. That was a late night infomercial where it was like a paint on hair.
Yeah, I remember that.
So like, yeah, when they're in the apartment, he's sexually harassing her. He's got a big boner
by showing off his boner, Stanley.
And then there's a jump cut. Oh, he just touched his employee's tits.
Yeah.
And then there's a jump cut to them on the couch, right? He's drinking juice and he's laying back and he's like, well, now that we've been acquainted. That's what he says to Priscilla.
I missed it. Maybe they did. Yeah.
And
or it was just shitty editing.
Lauren Holly as Gozer, as his assistant. I love the Gozer look from the 80s. Oh, yep. They got to have a lame ass white dude playing the music there, just again to just show how cool he is.
Yeah.
Like this movie is the theatrical representation of hanging out with someone far uglier than yourself so that you look better in a social situation,
Yeah.
On a grand scale.
If you're like a 6, you need like a 2 around.
Yeah. This is just a movie full of 2s. And Dice Silverstein.
This is I think this next part here is where what the fuck is that even supposed to be?
Yeah, and there's flies swarming around it.
Yeah. Oh, this is where Wayne Newton says, I just love shark meat.
I'm hip. Yeah. There it is. I'm hip. You're so good at this. Because he's trying. And I don't mean that in a way where, like, you see somebody overacting and like they're really trying. Like he's playing a part in this and he's still enjoyable, Dice Clay, on the other hand,
I think I can see the wig seam. It's like under his hair wing right
the look he just gave her, fucking Wayne Newton.
I think he's got like his real hair on the side.
Yeah,
covering up the wig seam.
Yeah, you can see that seam there. It's like a little weave where it connects.
There's the roast shark. It's so stupid.
Like you can't overcook fish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just unedible.
Yeah.
There is inedible. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you cook fish, it has to be like 20, like I mean not 20, excuse me, 2 minutes tops.
Right.
Like, yeah.
If you cook fish for very long at all.
It turns into wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a barbecue. It looked like a pig.
Yeah. You can't cook a shark like a pig. It had the teeth on and everything.
Well, this is a ridiculous movie. It's cool as ice. It's Hudson Hawk.
Yeah.
And I love Hudson Hawk.
That is, I said that before. It's on Pluto a lot, so I keep tuning into like minutes of it
Yeah.
here and there. Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's just got so many great little things about it. It might not work as a whole, but it's still really enjoyable.
Still remember that Nintendo game.
Yeah, I have that.
No shit.
I have a lot of movie games. I love movie games.
Yeah.
Some of them are just so shitty. Total Recall for 8-bit Nintendo has got to be one of the worst.
I remember that one.
Wow. That's like one of those ones you just can't even figure out how to, like, where do I go? What do I do? Rambo was like that for 8-bit Nintendo. Where do I do? Where do I go? What's happening? It's like, why am I not just killing everybody like in those movies?
Jurassic Park for Super Nintendo. Fucking that was terrible.
But for Genesis, it was awesome.
Yes, yeah, completely different game. Was way better.
Yep, it was like they did that. They would have different versions for different, ports or whatever. It's like the Terminator 2 for Genesis was amazing, and then Terminator 2 for Super Nintendo sucked.
Yeah, that's right.
I
forgot about that.
There was a Judge Dredd game for Super Nintendo that is kick ass.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
I vaguely remember that.
It's a side scroller.
Terminator 2. I had the Terminator Game Gear game where you have to like roll grenades at fucking yeah.
Oh, you know what? That they had that for Genesis as well. I have that.
All right.
Yeah. I remember the rolling of the grenades. Yeah. That game is so fucking difficult.
Yeah.
I've never been able to beat the final board because you're in the factory and it's one of those games that has like maybe one continue or something.
Yeah, so it's super fucking difficult.
But you're in the factory, the Terminator comes at you, you blow him up, and then his torso is coming at you on the floor.
Yeah.
And there's like no way to shoot that low. And like he just comes at you and then he corners you and he's just going and then you die and then you start over at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I do like that board at the beginning though, where you're in
the future
and you have to, get to the time transport unit or whatever,
Yeah, I did enjoy that game.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of that game.
That's a game that I will plug in the Genesis every so often and I'll play that. Yeah. True Lies for Genesis.
I remember that being good.
Kick ass game.
Yeah.
Maximum Carnage. I'll play that.
That was awesome. Yeah.
We had Sunset Riders. Oh, we had that for Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo at the old apartment. Yeah, that game is still one of my favorites, man.
So great. And that had a great Genesis version.
That was different from the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
slightly different. Maybe one of them was closer to the arcade. I don't know.
I remember the Super Nintendo one being like just like the arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Zuzu Pedals chick. She was in a lot of 80s movies. She was real funny in this.
Yeah.
She was the younger sister to Eric Stoltz in Some Kind of Wonderful.
Okay.
Which was one that I liked. Where he was like the artist kid and he was really into Leah Thompson and his best friend was Mary Stuart Masterson.
Yeah.
And of course, because she's like the outsider girl, she's meant to be with her. And then at the end
Johnny Crunch's funeral here. Sorry.
Mary Stuart Masterson kiss,
Yeah.
I sat next to her in a bar.
Mary Stuart Masterson?
Yeah.
No shit.
She lives in upstate.
Oh, no shit.
She did some movie for my friend Caroline who died, her she had some friends who are like local artists, like one's a poet and one's like a writer, and they have a son who's a filmmaker and he's made like some like bigger movies with like stars and stuff. And they did a premiere at the Spectrum.
No shit.
And some of the stars were there. It was a number of years ago, and Mary Stuart Masterson was there.
I used to see all the time at the Cinema 18 when I worked there. I always get his name fucked up. It's the dude who was in The Sopranos. He was the cop who commits suicide. Is it not John Hurd? Yeah, John Hurd.
Yeah.
I would see him all the time.
Really?
At the Cine. Yeah.
Oh,
he lived.
passed.
Yeah. He lived around here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he would come in.
I love him.
Yeah.
If you ever want to do a movie that stars him, I've told you about this movie before because my theory behind this movie, not my theory, but I have an idea about how this movie is like a spiritual prequel to The Big Lebowski. It stars John Hurd and Jeff Bridges. It's called Cutter's Way.
Okay.
And it's a detective movie. And it's about, I mean, they're not detectives, but it's like a mystery, you know?
Yeah, it's like the Big Lebowski. He's
Right. And it's about a Vietnam vet that John Hurd plays and like this loafer guy who just like kind of sleeps around and falls into money, played by Jeff Bridges.
All right.
And they're like the opposites, but they hang out all the time and they have to like solve this mystery.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
And it's like Walter and the dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's way more serious. It's not a comedy, but it's so fucking great. I've watched it many times. Cutter's Way.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi. I've caught it on Tubi before.
I have to start like a new list of like movies I need to see because in the past like couple of months, I'm like, I need to fucking remember to watch that.
Yeah.
I never remember.
Yeah.
Like if this were the 90s, it's the equivalent of going to the record store and forgetting every CD you wanted to buy.
Yeah. I do that at the supermarket.
Yeah.
I was there today, and when I got home, I went, Drano!
Motherfucker! Yeah. Those things you need every so often, but not often enough to remember them.
Yeah.
Like paper towels.
Oh, we got a hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I remembered the paper towels this time.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the necrophilia scene where he sexualizes the lady's dead body, who comes back from the dead.
Oh, you're on YouTube. That's why I'm like, why don't I see the things? Yeah, hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in.
So is this lady dead and his rock and roll, his rock and rollness brings her back? Or his masculine sexuality brings her back?
Or I didn't know if it was supposed to be like a kinky mortician thing where like she was supposed to meet somebody who he drugged her and like where she was supposed to be almost dead.
I couldn't conceive something that demented in my mind.
Well, no, not like she was agreeable to him because she wakes up.
I'm only fucking with you, man.
She wakes up and she's like, "You morticians
what kind of kinky things are you into, man?"
Look, I want to bang a corpse, is what I'm trying to say. Because she wakes up and she says, "Oh, you morticians are so kinky."
Yeah. I just, oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess I just don't have a broad enough mind to.
I'm gonna go for a third one if you don't.
Yeah, man. Well, there's 6 there.
Yeah. Hoo-ah.
And I love how Lauren Holly gets jealous that this piece of shit is out with some other chick.
Fucking turd.
She's got such poor, self-image and self-esteem that she's gonna settle for this piece of shit employer who doesn't pay her, touches her tits, fucking stuffs chewed food in her mouth,
just treats her like garbage.
Yeah. She doesn't even have any free time. There are scenes where he calls his house late at night and she's just there.
Yeah.
She never leaves, that piece of shit, Andrew Silverstein or Silverberg or whatever the fuck
his name is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Again, none of this should be working, but again, it was entertaining as fuck.
Yeah, it's still somehow entertaining. I love seeing Vince Neil's body roll down a hill in a giant lighted dildo, And Zuzu Pedals is funny.
And I was gonna say Robert Englund should have died like 3 different times before he dies in this movie.
I guess that's kind of funny in the way that Freddy Krueger,
Yeah, maybe that's what they're going.
And Rennie Harlan did direct a Freddy Krueger movie.
He did the second one, didn't he?
No, it was
fourth one.
4, I think. Yeah. The second one I think is Jack Shoulder. Isn't that the guy's name?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's either Jack Shoulder or maybe I think it's Jack Shoulder. because that's the weirdest one of all. That one.
It's
very little Freddy in it.
Yeah, it's like the 2-hour like metaphor for being gay, basically.
Yeah. It's probably like the one that has like the most of like like they actually tried to give it like a deeper story than just kids getting slashed.
Yeah,
it's not a great Freddy movie.
Yeah,
but like at least they kind of tried to make it a little different, because there are there are two kinds of sequels. There are the ones that try to adhere to the formula, strictly and just say, let's make the same movie again.
Yeah.
And then there's movies like Highlander 2, where they're just like, okay, let's make them from outer space, and like, let's make this kid turn into Freddy instead of Freddy being in
fuck it. They're aliens. Fuck it. He's Freddy now.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Freddy is a high school kid. He's struggling with his sexuality. Like, sold,
Oh, man.
Oh, here's some more Ed O'Neill. He's so great in this.
Oh,
like he was taller than Ed O'Neill there. There's no way.
There's no way he's taller than Ed. Yeah. Yeah, Ed O'Neill's probably standing in that fucking grave.
Yeah.
It's still like looking at him at it. There's no way he's not standing on a box.
God damn, he is so cool, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, because I want to say
cool.
Ed O'Neill is at least 6 feet tall, if not taller.
Yeah.
And right now he's an inch probably or two taller than him.
He was a star linebacker at Taft High.
Oh, look, you can see right there. Hold on. Wait. Look where his knees are. They're like...
They're at Ed O'Neill's thighs.
Yeah.
Fucking... Yeah, they dug like a World War II trench for Ed O'Neill to stand in. Whenever they show him his full body, he looks so tiny.
Yeah.
And I love how he still does this routine, right? Even though his whole defense of it in the 80s, 90s was that it was a character, right?
Yeah.
That he really wasn't this piece of shit, right?
Sure.
But he still does it, right?
Yeah.
If you saw him in an interview and he talked like this and he was like, well, Andrew Dice Clay is a character that represents the male,
it's about the clash of the id and the superego.
Yeah. Like then I'd be like, oh, this guy's brilliant. He had us all fucking, but no.
There's the hanging koala. Like, what the fuck?
This movie wants to be likable, but then they have things like hanging koalas or things like Robert Englund saying, I can't wait to rape your, what does he say? I can't wait to rape your secretary like 23 times or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand the bomb placement in his apartment. Okay.
I actually thought about that. I think there's a rationale.
Yeah.
Like they're all the koala and the TV bomb are distractions.
Okay.
They're designed to keep him in there while the microwave bomb fucking cooks up.
I don't know. Why is the TV bomb so weak? And the microwave bomb blows up the giant house.
To keep him in the apartment, because he's going to survive. If she survives that explosion, that means he would have survived. So he would have been in the apartment, like looking for other bombs.
But here's the thing. The microwave bomb is on a timer. The TV bomb wasn't.
Yeah.
They could have turned that TV on a week later and blown it up.
True, yeah.
You know?
But that's the only way it makes sense. If like it was just designed to confuse him and keep him in the apartment.
See, I think this movie was just made as it was like they made a trailer, before they made a movie.
And they built a movie around the trailer.
Like, we need a shot of him running away from a blowing up building,
Yeah.
Because I think Joel Silver did this, right?
Let's see.
It's got to be that piece of shit, right? His stunt man looks so goofy because the hair is so much bigger on the stunt man.
He would have been producers.
Yeah, Daniel Waters. He's the guy that co-wrote Hudson Hawk. But he also wrote, and I think he directed Heathers.
All right.
Which is fucking awesome.
Cast.
Puppeteers.
Yeah,
Joel Silver. Yep.
Steve Perry.
Should have been gone. Yeah, I've heard nothing but awful things about Joel Silver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I don't know if it's him or not, but I think he might be the guy that had a dick implant.
Doesn't Harvey Weinstein? Oh, he has the
Harvey Weinstein has gangrene of the dick.
Yeah, he has
has
balls.
no
He has balls are in his thigh or whatever.
On his thigh?
Yeah, they had to like remove his balls from his ball sack and put them into his thigh for some reason.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I just remember hearing that, like when a woman saw him naked, like she said that she didn't even see genitals.
Yeah.
Because of like some gangrene he had.
God damn.
I mean, that's a Bond villain, you know?
Oh, for sure.
A guy who just becomes an evil piece of shit because he has a physical deformity, you know?
Yeah.
Very progressive. Every 80s movie needed a hitchhiking scene.
Yeah. Fucking never would I fucking
Because they made this movie as a trailer.
Yeah.
It's a fucking product, this movie.
But
it's
I mean, like people did that
movie.
shit all the time in like the 70s and 80s. Fucking
yeah, but they just needed a scene in a trailer where you saw the thumb stick up. You know, like he's the hottest LA detective. Thumb goes up. You know, unpoor. I love that.
Fuck you.
And every 80s movie had to have somebody in a piece of shit in a car with a vanity plate doing something, and they remember the plate later on.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's so funny in MacGruber when he does it. He remembers the license plate number. He keeps saying it over and over in his head. You remember that?
I've still never seen MacGruber.
What?
Yeah.
What? Holy shit, dude. You don't know what you are missing. It is one of the filthiest movies.
Really?
It is so dirty. It really has nothing to do with the sketch.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he's MacGyver.
Yeah, I was never a fan of like the sketch. Like,
no, I wasn't either.
Yeah.
The movie is not like the sketch.
All
it
right.
is so fucking filthy.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
And the show is good.
All right. I didn't realize they did a show.
Yeah, they put it. It was on Peacock maybe a year or two ago.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right.
The movie is you know, it's basically just a goof on action movies.
Yeah.
Not really a goof on MacGyver so much, other than the fact that he makes, you know, like gadgets and shit out of, you know, shit in his pocket, and he dresses like MacGyver.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's nothing like MacGyver. Like he's so petulant, and like he's a coward, and like he's constantly like using people as bullet shields, you know. You know, it is so filthy. There's a scene where like he offers to suck Powers Booth's dick.
And that I've said, I will suck your dick.
Yeah. It's really good. And I was just having this conversation recently about how the sketches did not give you any idea of what the movie would be, you know?
Yeah. I have previously told the story about how I was rescued by MacGyver in real life.
Were you?
Yeah.
Richard Dean Anderson?
100%.
Oh, yeah, you told me about this.
From Paul Sorvino.
Yeah. Who's also in Cruising.
Is he really?
Yeah. How are they all into this fucking meatball?
And that's what Springsteen says to Madonna. Who can fuck in this weather?
Yeah, the one of the two funny lines from this movie. The other one is when he's falling off the Capitol Records building, and they do that goofy bit with his head spinning. And
they're all panicking.
Yeah,
another Travolta line.
Another Travolta line, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, you see like Robert Englund panicking. You see Zuzu Pedals panicking. And then it's just him totally still falling and going,
in a circle.
My hair.
Yeah.
This is where Lauren Holly gets thrown out the window. It's pretty fucking brutal. Like,
yeah, this movie doesn't know if it wants to be brutal or just silly.
Yeah. Like, there's no way that wouldn't have killed her. Like, she went head first.
Look up the long-haired terrorist if you would, because that guy is definitely a terrorist in another, a Die Hard or something like that. Something from the 80s and 90s.
Lieutenant
Vince
Anus.
Neil.
I didn't realize Sheila E. was the singer.
Oh, it's William Shockley, punk gunslinger. Look at, he still has the hair.
God.
That's a great name, though.
Yeah.
William Shockley. That's a movie cop name.
What the fuck else was he in?
Showgirls.
Medicine Woman.
Oh my God. That's what I know him from. Holy shit. He is the piece of shit musician who rapes Jesse Spano's friend.
Let's not use the R word multiple times in an episode.
Sorry, did I already say that once?
We did, yeah.
Well, he sexually assaults Jesse Spano's friend.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most ridiculous scenes in the whole movie. Like, Jesse Spano goes to this guy's party. He's a big rock star. She brings her friend, and her friend like looks at this guy, this rock star guy, and is like, "Oh, hey," And then the guy and his employees like take this girl immediately up into his room and just like brutally,
assault her.
And then they just let her wander out into the party, like all beat up and bloody.
Jesus. He was in 120 episodes of Dr. Quinn Medicine.
Wow.
Man.
How many episodes are there?
At least 120. Nick and I had this idea for a sticker. I think it's when we were bullshitting, watching the 70s King Kong.
Yeah.
For Dr. Kong Medicine Woman. I keep forgetting to make that sticker.
Mm-hmm. Quantum Leap, he played someone named Boner?
Boner, yeah.
The coveted role of Boner on Quantum Leap. It's Gary Shandling's show.
He played somebody named Roach on It's Gary Shandling show.
I love It's Gary Shandling show.
I was trying to explain that show to somebody recently, and it was a sitcom, but it made fun of sitcoms. Yeah.
This is the theme to Gary show. The theme to Gary show.
Oh, it was on Sunday nights after my bedtime. Yeah. So I would either have to beg to stay up late or have to pretend to go to bed and then turn the TV on low.
I got to stay up for watching that.
Yeah. I think it was on at 9:30.
Yeah.
And that's when my bedtime was.
Gary called me up and asked if I would write his theme song. I have Howling 5 on DVD.
We're almost to the part. He's in RoboCop.
Wow. As a creep.
We're almost to the part where I start to whistle.
Yeah, that's right.
God, that show was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Even as a kid, I laughed at it.
Yeah.
He was so funny.
Yeah, it was so absurd and surreal.
Yeah, I remember there was a whole episode where he was he had to appear nude, and the black dot that they were going to use to cover his genitals, he was having it dry cleaned.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to explain the show Get a Life to somebody the other day too.
Oh, that was great too.
Yeah. That was another surreal comedy.
Yeah. There's a lot of great Chris Elliott stuff from the Letterman show on YouTube.
Yeah, he was one of the he was the page boy or whatever.
Yeah, he'd come out and do Brando as a guest. Just do an entire segment interview as Brando.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I totally missed that Priscilla Presley got murdered in this movie.
Yep, by Wayne Newton. Another brutal killing in a weirdly silly movie.
Yeah, a comedic fucking.
In a movie that you say was rated X. Maybe it's in the trivia. I didn't look at the trivia on this one.
I could have sworn I saw that or read that somewhere.
There were a lot of action movies from this era that did that.
Yeah.
Where they tried to go over the top with their squibs and whatnot,
I mean, that explains why there is no titty in this movie, because they had to cut it all out because the language probably, they get all the shit he's saying.
But I mean, were they sex scenes? Because they'll cut nudity if there's a sex scene that looks real. If there's too much thrusting or whatnot,
Yeah.
But I've never heard of a movie being deemed too dirty because there's just so much nudity. It's usually because of sex or because they show dicks. You know, you can't show a dick, right? Especially a hard dick.
Yeah.
You know, like you could show a soft dick if it's a joke, right?
Or like scenes,
or if it's like, you know, like a pre-making love scene where someone disrobes, you might catch a little glimpse of it or something. That might be
you
okay.
Get some trunk,
right? Yeah, right. But if there was like a hard dick, that's immediately going to be an X rating, right?
Yeah.
Why is that so offensive?
Billy Idol was originally cast as Smiley, and because that's the only reason Robert Englund is in this movie.
Oh yeah,
because he knows Rennie Harlan from Nightmare on Elm Street.
That makes sense why Cradle of Love is in there.
Yeah,
I got that tape for Christmas when it was new.
Cradle of Love. I remember watching that video a lot.
Yeah, the girl goes to the guy's apartment and just like goes in and starts dancing in his house and then leaves. That's the one. Charmed Life was the name of the album. I have it on tape too, on a cassette tape.
This is fucking weird. Of course, it was a box office failure worldwide, but in Scandinavia, it did fairly well. In Norway, it even gained a minor dedicated fan base. Is that just because of Swedish Meatballs?
I think they probably had a very small video section at the store. They probably had 5 movies in the Scandinavian or Norwegian video store.
This is Priscilla Presley's only film outside of.
Hey, I even said, like, I bet you she didn't do anything other than this and Naked Gun.
Oh my God.
Neil and Bob.
Oh, Stanley the Power Drill. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was banned on MTV. I don't remember why.
Maddie Corman played Zuzu Petals.
Yeah, I knew It's a Wonderful Life thing. It's the little girl in that. Oh, he auditioned for the role.
Yeah. It clearly was supposed to be Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Joel Silver almost pulled the plug because Andrew Dice Clay looked too fat. A character was created by a writer, Rex Weiner. That explains a whole lot.
Yeah, I knew it was I thought it was a comic beforehand, but it was a
weekly serials.
Serials, okay. I'm pretty sure they made comics of the stories.
Yeah.
But I think they made it look like Dice Clay, unfortunately. I'd be interested to read those, though.
I can hear my wife singing upstairs for some reason. I'm just going to Google it. Fuck this.
What are you looking up?
See if this was... I know I saw somewhere that this was originally X-rated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. What can we come up with?
The Cow Jacket. Jesus Christ.
This movie is like so just in terms of style, fucking hideous. Like, but it looks amazing, and that, like, again, with that West Coast, action movie style.
Yeah, that wannabe Tony Scott look.
Oh no. I could have sworn I heard that somewhere.
I was thinking when I was watching it too, like how with all the voiceover, like one would only wonder what it would have been like if Ridley Scott had only had his original vision of a Ford Fairlane without a voiceover, Leave it up to the fans to determine what it means. Is Ford Fairlane a replicant?
It's a Roger Ebert quote. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane is a movie about a hero I didn't like, chasing villains I didn't hate, and a plot I didn't understand. He gave it 1/4 star.
Wow. Like I said, I compare it to Cool as Ice. I compare it to the Jerry Springer movie, The Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster, yeah. There's also loud, ugly, and mean-spirited, which, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, just how mean it is.
This makes it an ideal vehicle for Andrew Dice Clay, a comedian whose humor is based upon hating those not in the room for the entertainment of those present. Again, 100% accurate. Yeah. That's, he's not wrong about any of that.
Yeah. If you want that last beer, man, you're more than welcome to it.
I'm good. 3 is more than enough.
You can throw it in the fridge for another day. I don't think I'm going to crack that open. I love the precision with which that body falls between those people.
Right between everybody,
You know, that they really had potential for some extras to get hurt there.
And he just happens to find the Jimi Hendrix guitar on the fucking ledge.
Yep. Why would that jerk have that guitar too? Who would give this asshole that fucking
Jimi Hendrix
holy grail of an item, you know?
I think this is the second time Robert Englund should have died.
Yeah.
When he falls off this building.
Into the middle of a fucking piano.
Yeah. The fucking idea we had of it's like an old sketch idea where somebody keeps falling down, but it's always into a drum set. Like,
yeah. And this should be the end of the movie, him killing this guy.
Yeah.
But then they tack on like an extra fucking 10 or 15 minutes with him going to set Wayne Newton on fire.
Yeah. Is this movie really almost over? There's no way we.
Here's my hair.
Holy shit! Yeah.
My hair.
This movie is over. I did not think we were going to make it to the end.
Like, how are you not dead there? He's just essentially Bugs Bunny at this point.
Yeah. Sorry, just confirming we're doing a show tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, he's so awful. There's nothing really redeeming about him.
Oh, God, no.
Even though the movie, like you said, has a lot of good things.
Yeah, like, no, as much as we're shitting, that's not a wooden guitar, by the way. Like,
yeah.
As much as we're shitting on this movie, I really did enjoy watching it today. No, sorry, I was just confirming that tomorrow night we're going to be streaming another episode of the Comics Brain Trust. It's our first episode in a couple of months, actually. That'll be tomorrow night, 9-ish, 8:30-ish. We don't know yet. We'll get there.
No woman can resist Andrew Dice Clay in this universe.
Because he's the coolest guy ever. I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, I want to fuck him after hearing him go. Like,
him, Clint Eastwood, the three of us.
Robin Leach, yeah. Robin Leach, fucked him. Again, you're being weirdly progressive in your sexual harassment.
And here's the family that he just treats like shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with little kids. He says this too.
Go the fuck back to like Wisconsin or whatever.
Yeah, they asked him directions to a fucking theater.
Again, Lauren Holly doing everything behind the scenes for him and him treating her like shit.
Yep, she's basically Penny to Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Her and her dog and her digital notebook did all the work.
Fuck, I just realized I got kind of hammered and I was supposed to go out and get myself something to eat after this.
You're going to have to get it delivered now.
Yeah. Get shitty pizza or like weird kebabs.
So no one stepped on that part of the star?
Not once ever.
Not once.
Yeah. Hey, this thing on the star popped up.
Yeah. That was like something where they realized right at the end of the movie, like, oh shit, we didn't write anything about the third disc.
Yeah, how the fuck are we getting out of this?
Yeah.
There's a third disc.
Yeah, and they fall on it when they fall off the building.
They just happen to be at the location where it's at when they figure out they need a third disc.
It's the Andrew Dice Deus Ex Machina.
Fucking Morris Day again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because this is the scene where Wayne Newton just takes him outside. Everyone sees him. What a stupid criminal.
Yeah.
He grabs him by the arm, takes him out into an alleyway. Everyone sees him do it, and then he's going to murder him in the alleyway at the party. And Morris Day is just like, not a care in the fucking world. This looks like a Nintendo game.
He's building his team for baseball stars right now.
Yep. He's the Wall Street Kid. Oh, there's this more cigarette acting. That pinky. Like, what do you need that pinky for? You sparing it for something when you're smoking?
He wants to, indicate that he's classy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, watch Morris Day's face throughout this whole scene.
She's like, all right, I'll get murdered.
Yeah. Not a care in the fucking world.
I mean, he's got nothing but time.
Hey.
Oh!
I love scenes too where something's about to happen to someone bad, and then someone who has no knowledge of what is about to happen drives into the scene and saves
and somehow murders the person who's
how did you have any idea what was about to happen?
Yeah.
that would then happen.
Vigo the Carpathian here.
Yeah. Everyone's got a real leather fetish in this movie.
Fucking Lauren Holly just got punched in the stomach.
Yeah. This movie does not like women.
Yeah, it really really doesn't.
She's supposed to be the heroine, right?
Yeah.
The sympathetic one. She's getting beat up. She's getting sexually harassed. She's getting abused at work.
She's been thrown through a window.
Yeah.
That was just in the past 15 minutes of the movie.
And she still wants this fucking greaseball wannabe.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. This Eugene loser. What's with the fucking hair being all tall?
Yeah, now he's dressed like Paula Poundstone.
Holy shit. I saw a picture of somebody today of a lady wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And I almost commented on it saying, going full on Paula Poundstone there, huh? And I kept it to myself.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love the shots where it's clearly her stunt double.
Yeah.
Where they got Cynthia Rothrock to put on the Gozer wig and do some karate in an alleyway. Well, the return of David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah. We actually use a clip of his in Big Dumb Monsters.
Yeah.
When we introduce our Better Known As segment, it's him from The Crow going, I know you. I knew you.
Fuck, he's in The Crow.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy in a lot of things. I was thinking maybe
The Warriors.
I was thinking, because you said horror, I was thinking maybe it was, or monsters. I was thinking in Dreamscape, the Dennis Quaid movie.
Yeah.
He turns into like a cobra, like a snake man.
That's right. Yeah. I haven't seen that in fucking decades.
That was a movie I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah, same here. Fuck, me remembering that I was going to get food just triggered me being really hungry.
I got Chick-fil-A yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so here's the thing. If you go on the internet and look up their website and then go on their menu and add things to the menu, right?
Yeah.
And then make an order, and then a month later go onto their website again, those items will still be in your fucking cart when you add new items. I bought a dinner the other night, and I'm like, why is this so expensive? Bring it home. Everything in the fucking bag was doubled.
Was shit you ordered, yeah, from the last time?
Yeah.
God
You
damn
fucking
it.
believe that?
Well, it looks like we're eating Chick-fil-A for the next 2 days. Yeah.
I just wanted a grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to take
sound
part in their
amazing.
politics, but
Yeah.
you know, well, it's already pissed in the bowl, punch bowl. Oh, and here he's gonna become a complete sociopath, psychopath, set a man on fire in front of a crowd of people, and then walk away like nothing ever happened. They almost have the exact same hair.
Wayne Newton and Dice.
Yeah, when you look at it,
the
you
big
know?
pompadour.
Yeah.
Oh,
How old is she supposed to be? Zuzu.
Probably in her 20s, I'm gonna say.
There are times when I think she's 12, and then there are times when I think she's an adult.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he says to Priscilla Presley, like, she's supposed to be your daughter, but she's about 5 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Again, a Sambuca milkshake just sounds disgusting.
Oh. It's a flaming Mo.
That tastes like licorice.
Yeah. No one gets a fire extinguisher. No one calls an ambulance.
This guy just set that guy on fire.
Yeah.
And lit a cigarette off his corpse.
It doesn't matter what the person does. Like if cops, like, watch any cop video of, like, you know, they could shoot a guy who just murdered an entire family, right?
Yeah.
They will shoot the guy and then they will run and give him first aid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless, you know, it's yeah. Well, it's
if it's a white guy, let's say.
Well, I was gonna say, unless their knee is on their neck or something like that.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, I love that he had to be interrupted during the disco night.
Yeah.
Again, funny thing from the movie that isn't Dice Clay. Although I don't understand why she punches him in the nuts.
Yeah.
He's been giving Dice all the shit throughout the movie, right?
Yeah.
Never once. Like, there was the one scene where he implied that she was the killer, but that didn't give her any problems.
Yeah.
You know, like, there weren't any cops who arrested her or did anything, you know, unsavory towards her, you know, under the impression that, oh, I love that Morris Day loved the song too.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only white disco song as far as I'm concerned.
Whew.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and then at the end he becomes the kid's dad. Oh my god, he would be the worst dad.
I thought for sure that, like, it was gonna end up him being his dad.
Yep.
And then, like, they actually said it, like, oh no, just kidding. Like, your dad's dead.
Like, this guy would do the right thing.
Ever.
Yeah. Right. Not that would even be the right thing. Get that kid as far away from you as possible. That would be the right thing.
Yeah. Oh god, I forgot about this. Robert Englund comes back a third time. Ooh, god damn.
He doesn't even have a fucking scratch on him. I fell like 3 feet in your parents' backyard that time years ago, and I still am hurt from that.
That's right.
He fell off a fucking building onto a piano.
And yeah,
He's
just
not even limping.
totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still fighting that shit to this day.
Fucking cow jacket again.
Oh my god.
He's wearing like a golf shirt underneath. Like,
Well, he needs something with a collar he can pop.
oh god.
This is so. You know,
that was the moment Tom broke.
Yeah. With all the supporting characters that I love in this, I don't like Robert Englund's performance. I think
he's
he was
really
like
not good at anything else other than Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was thinking like this. He was the one side character that I didn't think really delivered.
Yeah, I hate to fucking say it, but like, the hell else has he been good in? Like, yeah. V, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
That was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Anything else to say before we wrap this up?
No.
As again, as much as we've been shitting on it, it was a fun watch.
Yeah.
Like I'm just in that mode right now where like I don't care how dumb something is, as long as it's fun.
As long as it's not the news.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't be real life horror. That's all I really need. Yeah.
Just don't be arresting judges and shit like that. You know, and I'll be okay. Who is he talking to? He's talking to no one.
Mano, mano. Oh, you're so fucking just so
God.
grating in every way.
Yeah. That looked like his body double. There was no way that was him. Stand-in.
Yeah.
The body was too small. The hair was too big. This kid dresses like that kid in the Madonna video.
Donner hears his friends across the street. He's getting all riled up.
Hey, waspy blonde kid, I'm your dad. I'm your Italian dad.
Yeah, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid. I'm your dad.
Yeah, it's like Frank Reynolds. Only kids in movies and music videos dressed like that in the 80s.
Yeah, with the hat and like vest and
yeah. What kid wore a fucking hat like that?
Just like Diane Keaton and
Oh my god. Annie Dice Hall. What is up with this outfit?
Jesus Christ. You have a front wedgie there.
Yeah. Man, she either had an uncle or a dad that really fucked her up if she just keeps going after this guy.
I don't know what your dad did to you, but it must have been a doozy.
Yeah. I think that's about it, right?
It's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because he's about to win the radio contest, and then
it's just them on the boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
We made it to the end, asterisk.
Yeah.
We made it farther than we thought we were going to.
Yeah, there are other movies we didn't make it that far with.
Yeah. But no, that's The Adventures of Ford. Again, as much as we've just torn this movie apart, I would recommend watching it.
It was adventuresome.
Yeah. It was a good way to spend a Friday morning while working.
He certainly had adventures.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't take away from my ability to do my job.
Yeah.
That's how much brain power is required.
Even with how out of shape he is.
Yeah.
Joel Silver wasn't
Yeah, calm down, Joel. All right. Well, join us in 4 weeks, unfortunately. We won't be back until May 23rd. Oh,
Transparent phones.
are you going to be good for the 23rd? I know it's.
I don't know.
All right.
I'll let you know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll be back at some point. We're going to be watching On Deadly Ground, in which Steven Seagal,
He's an Eskimo.
yeah, kicks ass
Inuit.
for the environment.
Yeah.
For
the people.
For the people. All right. We're going to head out. Oh, shit. Before we go, this coming Saturday, not tomorrow, next Saturday, check us out at actually, you know what? We have more shit to hawk too. Hold on. Check us out at Saratoga Comic-Con. We're going to be hosting, Nick and I are going to be hosting a panel with the voice actors from Red Dead Redemption on Saturday afternoon. And then on Saturday night, you are not going to want to miss the trivia contest. We're going to be hosting. It's at 6:15. We're going to be giving away prizes to the winner. We're going to be very drunk. Yeah, it's going to be a situation. You're not going to want to miss it. So check on by is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, check on by. And then Sunday, actually, I keep forgetting to mention this. It's going to be myself versus Bridget and Brooks from Fighting with Friends in the Battle of the Movies. I will be defending Iron Man 2008. They will be defending The Dark Knight 2008. I expect to be walking away with the title again. I am the undisputed champion of Battle of the Movies. And I expect to win again. I don't want to sound cocky, but I mean, come on, it's your boy. So check that out. Also, you'll see scrolling across. There it goes, bottom of the screen. Go to thebullandbee.com and use code MonsterMead at checkout to get $5 off of your order. Their mead is fucking delicious. And we're going to be drinking quite a bit of it at Saratoga next Saturday, actually. And I'm sure we'll be doing some live stuff from there again in the near future. So stop on by, check them out, use the code. It helps us out. We appreciate it. I'm going to stop babbling. And again, remind you, you'll be back in the future with On Deadly Ground. Again, we need a producer. Oh, wait.